Welcome back to this very special series titled Success Exposed, the 10 X factors superachievers use to multiply their results and dominate their markets. The extraordinary traits of superachievers covered thus far are 1, a relentless drive, 2, supersized thinking, 3, they find their massive leverage, 4, they maintain maniacal focus, and 5, unrelenting resiliency. They F up a lot. And number 6, they have an obsessive and constant pursuit of better. Now, we're really going to step up these distinguishing and success-defining disciplines. Number 7 is what I would call the highest paid skill there is. In fact, if I'm ever asked what I would attribute any unusual success that I've had, this is the one skill I attribute it to, because this is the one skill that made any other skill I developed possible. But this isn't just me. The highest paid people in the world, the most successful entrepreneurs, the most admired entertainers, the most celebrated athletes, the most acclaimed artists, they also have this one primary skill. And you probably don't even see it because it's mostly an invisible skill. This skill isn't flashy? You can't flaunt it. It is why it is often overlooked and underappreciated and rarely emulated. It is not something that you can learn and then have it. It is something that has to be earned and demonstrated over a long period of time. What do you think this highest paid skill is? Most will answer with things like selling or leading or coding or networking or negotiating or innovating or executing. But no, in fact, excellence in any of those is only made possible by excellence in this one invisible skill. What is that skill then? Well, if you've been following me for any length of time, you most certainly know about it. I wrote an entire book on it, the one that has been called the de facto Bible on it. It's right here. The Compound Effect. Many millions of copies in dozens of languages have already been distributed for it. So, are you ready for it? The highest paid skill there is learning to have steadfast consistency. I would say the greatest Achilles heel to our human nature is we suck at staying consistent with anything. Every kid starts out with grand and imaginative dreams, but few stick with them to make them real. Everybody sets goals or makes New Year's resolutions, all that are very real and possible for them, but few achieve them, and even fewer maintain them. Everybody starts new diet regimens, new workout routines, new date night rituals. Everybody makes promises to their kids, promises to their boss, promises to their spouse, and promises to themselves. And then, over time, ever so slightly, they just drift. They drift until they drift completely off the cliff of their declared goals, professed resolutions, and proclaimed promises. Humans lack commitment and the ability to sustain it over a long period of time. I heard something from a mentor back when I was 18 years old. I probably thought about it every day of my life since. It is what has anchored this most invaluable skill. The skill I attribute all my wealth, all my success, and the impact that I've been able to make. He said, and you're gonna wanna write this down in your Darren Daily Journal. Even if you have written this down from me before, here you go. Commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do. And here comes the money line, don't miss it. Long after the mood that you set it in has left you. Let me say it again if you didn't get it all down in your notes. Commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood that you set it in has left you. There's your problem, that last part, and the problem all Homo sapiens have. When you make your resolutions, you set your goals, you declare your new diet, whatever, you're in a certain mood. It's probably an empowered, ambitious, maybe even an angry or resolved mood. It's easy to be committed when you're in that mood, but soon that mood will leave you. And there is where the real test of commitment comes in. The test most humans fail nearly 100% of the time over time. Lack of consistency is the subtle stealer of dreams. The stop and start process kills progress in any pursuit. In fact, inconsistency is one of the biggest reasons people don't achieve their goals. Instead, they end up living a life of frustration and disappointment. I'm going to bring in the 9-time Academy Award winner, the guy who has 2 stars, not just 1, 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for his contributions to both television and motion pictures. So when Ron Howard was asked what he would attribute his enduring career and why he thought his star never faded like so many of his contemporaries, here was his brilliant answer.
If I can give myself credit for anything, it's probably for not taking it all for granted. I don't think I've ever assumed it was going to go on forever unless I kept earning my way, earning my keep. I never want to coast on past performances, and keep doing good work.
You hear that? Never taking it for granted, never drifting. Keep earning your way, keep earning your seat at the table, and keep doing your good work. That is a commitment to steadfast consistency. When you start thinking about slacking off on your action plan, your routines, your rhythms, consider the massive cost of inconsistency. It is not only the loss of the single action and the tiny results that single action creates, it is the utter collapse of the momentum of your entire progress that suffers. That is why maintaining a steadfast consistency is one of the most important principles of success. It's never about how you start something. It's about how you continue. If you stay consistent, even slowly, the tortoise ultimately will beat the most talented of competitors, the hare. Consistency is why the tortoise beats the hare every time, and it is how I beat the competition in each industry I enter every time. And now you can too, if you master this one critical attribute. So, you ask, how do you learn, acquire, and develop this invaluable skill? Well, I'll play you an excerpt from my conversation with Tony Robbins. Here goes.
You need an intelligent strategy where you model someone who has already succeeded. That's what I've done throughout my life. Jim Rohn taught me success leaves clues. If someone is successful at anything and they're successful more than once, they have a strategy. They may not even know what it is. It may be unconscious. They may have stumbled across it, but they're doing something consistently.
Yes, success leaves clues. You want to follow and model someone who's already succeeded in this attribute. That is why I created Darren Daily and Darren Daily On Demand. Not only to teach you the power of this skill intellectually, but to give you a vehicle to actually practice it every day, first thing in the morning. The very discipline of showing up here each and every day, and hashtag never missing, is practicing and developing your skill of consistency. And by me showing up for you with something that I would deem significant and valuable to ignite your mind with each morning, I am modeling consistency for you. It is incredibly difficult to write, design, deliver, edit, produce, and distribute a comprehensive episode every single freaking workday of the year, 260 days a year. Others have tried it and they soon drifted. They either couldn't deliver every day, or what they delivered diminished in value rather quickly. They just couldn't hang. They couldn't keep it up consistently. So here is where you learn it. Here is where you see it modeled. And here is where you practice, grow, and develop steadfast consistency by continually showing up and never missing. If you are committed, and remember the definition of commitment, doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood that you said it and leaves you. If you are committed to growing this most valuable skill, then write hashtag never miss in the comments below. Oh, and if you've already been on a never miss streaking campaign, tell us how many days you've been streaking without missing a single episode in the comments below.